Ever wondered what fuels the protests on the Mexican border? Today, we dive into the complex dynamics behind these demonstrations. The Mexican border has been a hotbed of activity, with protests making headlines and sparking intense debates. What's stirring these demonstrations? They're multifaceted, driven by an intricate blend of socio-economic, political, and humanitarian concerns. High poverty levels, limited educational opportunities, and political corruption, coupled with stringent immigration policies and human rights issues, are all ingredients in this volatile mix. The border serves as more than just a geographical line. It's a flashpoint for tension, a stage where grievances are aired and demands are made. As we venture further into this topic, we'll dissect these factors, giving you a comprehensive view of the situation. As we delve deeper, it becomes clear that these protests are not just spontaneous outbursts, but a reflection of deeper, more systemic issues. A closer look at the socio-economic conditions reveals a harsh reality faced by many living in the border regions. The area is characterized by high levels of poverty, a situation exacerbated by limited access to quality education and scarce employment opportunities. The scarcity of jobs not only fuels the economic hardship, but it also perpetuates a cycle of poverty that is challenging to break. The dearth of quality education further compounds the problem, as it hampers the ability of individuals to improve their lives and their communities. This sense of frustration and hopelessness among the local population is palpable. With few avenues to effect change, protests become a last resort for many. Demonstrations are a way to voice grievances against both local and national authorities, who are often perceived as being indifferent to their plight. When basic needs remain unmet, frustration brews, and protests become an outlet for voicing this discontent. Political instability and corruption in Mexican governance add fuel to the fire of protests. It's a tale as old as time. When leaders are perceived to be failing their people, trust in the system begins to crumble. In Mexico, this is exacerbated by the pressing socio-economic issues the population grapples with daily. The citizens' perception that their leaders are failing to address these issues fosters a deep-seated sense of frustration and mistrust. Corruption scandals, a common occurrence in the political landscape, further erode this fragile trust, leaving a void that's often filled by discontent and protest. But these protests are more than just expressions of dissatisfaction. They are a clarion call for transparency and accountability from those in power. They are a demand for meaningful political change that can improve the lives of the people. In the face of political unrest and corruption, the people demand transparency, accountability, and meaningful change. The protests on the Mexican border also echo the outcry against stringent immigration policies and human rights concerns. The border serves as a significant crossing point for many seeking asylum and a better life in the United States. Yet, it is also a place where dreams meet harsh reality. Strict immigration policies often result in detentions and deportations, actions that have drawn widespread condemnation from human rights advocates. The conditions in these detention centers are another cause for concern. Overcrowded facilities, substandard living conditions, and allegations of abuse have become rallying points for protesters. These issues have sparked outrage among activists and concerned citizens who are demanding changes. They seek a more humane, fair, and just immigration system that respects the dignity and rights of every individual, regardless of their immigration status or country of origin. The plea for justice and reform in the immigration system is loud and clear in these protests. The protests on the Mexican border are a cry from the heart, a complex interplay of local and international factors. We've delved into the socio-economic challenges, where high poverty levels, limited education, and scarce job opportunities have fueled frustration and hopelessness. We've examined the political unrest and corruption that have eroded trust in government institutions, sparking demands for transparency and meaningful change. We've also explored the international dimension, with immigration policies and human rights concerns at the forefront. The treatment of migrants, conditions in detention centers, and stringent immigration restrictions have all provoked widespread condemnation and protest. Finally, we've touched on the role of media in shaping public perception and influencing protest dynamics. As we strive to understand these protests, it is clear that addressing these deep-rooted issues will be crucial for peace and progress along the Mexican border.